So we're gonna go over the bell ringer first. Does anyone want to give me number one? Yeah.
Mount Kilimanjaro.
All right. So yeah, Mount Kilimanjaro is Africa's highest peak. Number two. Yeah.
Escarpment.
Escarpment. An escarpment is a steep stone with a flattened, nearly flat plateau on top. Three. Yeah.
Oasis.
Right. An oasis supports vegetation and wildlife in the desert and is a critical resource for people living in this area. Okay. Four. Yeah.
Canopy.
The canopy refers to the top of trees about 150 feet above the ground. Five. Yeah.
This hall. This
Yeah.
All right. The Sahel is a narrow band of dry grassland that runs east to west on the southern edge of the Sahara. Right. So you got them all right. Yes.
You
You were saying?
For number one, that could be then G, C, E, A, H, F, E.
There.
So that's all correct. Did everyone hear that? Yeah. Yeah, I could hear that? Alright, so group leaders, please distribute the document and look at dangerous codes by the Islamic State group. This is the What's it called?
I will be leader.
And look at dangerous codes by the Islamic State group.
You're basically you just said you'll present, and if he decides to change his mind, you better pray to him to fail to read. Okay.
Okay, so y'all have 10 minutes to read this, okay?
Yeah. All right. So today we're gonna explore the role of ISIS in the Middle East, interpret some political cartoons about the U.S. response to ISIS, and identify the techniques used by cartoonists to express political opinions. So.
Okay, so a little bit about ISIS. So today we're going to learn more about ISIS and the U.S.'s response to the group's activities. So, has anyone here ever heard of ISIS?
Yeah.
And what about ISIS? What about ISIS have you heard?
Okay. So generally, it's pretty negative opinion. Yeah. Are there any like specific things that you know about ISIS, like where they're from or what they do?
They tried to take over.
I don't know. So yeah, it seems like you kind of have like a base level idea of like kind of what ISIS is. So we're gonna get a little more into that today.
Why do you think a person would want to join ISIS?
Power.
To harm people?
To harm people?
Power.
Power? That's not how that works. Literally, they can do whatever they want. Yeah, you could really, yeah, those are all good reasons. I think also maybe just the sense of belonging to a group, something like that.
Yeah, ISIS has a lot of like political affiliations that are different. So they have motivations for wanting to create terrorism in different places. Like the 9/11 attack wasn't ISIS, but that's an example. So they use terrorism to get their point across in a lot of ways, and so that's why they like do these like extreme like the terrorist attacks and stuff like that. Yes.
Also, it can be religion. You know, like, I don't know, but like they can promise them like stuff. Oh, we could have heaven, we could have this and that.
Yeah, that could be a reason. Religion plays a role into a lot of terrorist organizations, but I think it's important to know that like terrorist organizations isn't because of a religion, but it's because of like certain ideologies.
Okay, so while we're doing this today, you're gonna basically, hopefully, figure out where you stand in regards to, I guess, political cartoons and ISIS and, so, you're gonna evaluate yourself and see if you're an expert, so understand it well, and thoroughly teach it to someone else. A practitioner, which means you mostly do it, you can do it by yourself, but sometimes mess up or get stuck. Apprentice, you're starting to kind of get the hang of it, but you still need someone to kind of coach you through it. And a novice, which is you're starting to learn this, but you don't really understand it quite yet. So, just to see where you stand at the end of this.
Okay, so in your groups, there's going to be a leader, a writer, a presenter, and a materials manager. So you can pick in your groups like who wants to be what. Yeah.
Give them 1 minute.
I have 1 minute to decide.
What's going to be the leader? As long as you're not going to
You guys good?
You can present on the right. He's presenting. He's presenting.
I don't want to be Allison. I'd like to know who the leader is from each table.
Okay, so presenter, leader.
Over here, who's the leader? Who's the leader over here? And that back table?
Great.
He is.
And over here? Who's the leader? Okay. And y'all made your decisions for the other ones as well? Okay.
Alright, so guys, can you quiet down? Thank you. So we're gonna watch a couple videos just kind of describing what ISIS is and their motivations and stuff like that, so you can get a kind of general idea before we start.
So what an emirate is, I believe, it's a place that is ruled by a monarch. Okay. And it's generally, is it in the Middle East?
Yeah. Typically somebody that's called the emir would be like the king of that particular area. So an emirate is a kingdom that one person rules. So that's an emirate. What's the next word?
Caliphate?
Caliphate. Anybody have any idea what a caliphate is?
No, sir. Please educate us on this.
The caliphate is like, it's an Islamic territory. So way back in the day when Muhammad was a political leader in Islam, the people that were supposedly descended from him is a caliphate. Do you have anything to add to that?
That would be basically, and that's a pretty good definition, but let's say you don't have your own country or your own homeland. A caliphate would be a group of people who follow Islam that want to have their own country that is ruled by Islamic rules. So that's a caliphate.
So the next word is illicit. Does anyone know what that means?
Illicit?
Have an idea of what that might mean? So if I say they were performing an illicit activity, does that kind of give you an idea of what that might mean?
Like not good.
Negative activity?
Yeah, so it's like illegal.
Illegal?
And I saw a lot of de facto too. And de facto is pretty much just something that is a fact, whether it's right or wrong is kind of beside the point. It's just that it's a fact.
Just kind of happens.
Yeah.
It's the way it is.
All right. Does anyone have any other words?
No, ma'am.
All right. Does that kind of give you an idea of what the text means? Like now that you know those words?
Yes.
All right. Cool.
Okay, so what from the article did you write down that you thought was important?
Okay, so like one thought, like little fact that they win 2 million a day just on oil. That means like to me like you're very wealthy because of it. 'cause
So in what paragraph was that?
it was like in the
Bottom.
yeah at the bottom. So what?
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
So it says, Brookings Doha Center in Qatar estimates the group is capable of bringing in some $2 million a day just from the sale of oil. Okay. Anybody else find anything important?
Yeah.
The beheading of the journalists.
Yeah, so there was a beheading of a journalist, or an American journalist. I don't remember how long ago that was. It wasn't too long ago. And, yeah, so that, like, really set Americans off, and they were really mad about that. So that kind of set the precedent for American politics to be very, like, involved with, like, eliminating ISIS as a group. Yeah.
How they're luring in young Muslims to try to get them to join them,
Yeah.
And why do you think they're doing that?
so they can have more people and just like expand, and then they'll get more people.
Because there's strength in numbers.
Yeah.
Right. And if you're like bringing in younger people, like the spread of ideas just becomes more prevalent. So, like for example, during the Holocaust, they had like the Hitler youth camps where they would like bring youth, like German youth to camps, and like basically like spread their ideals to them. So it's like kind of similar. Right. Anything else you learned from this article? Right. Yeah. Okay. So, what do you think ISIS's goal is? Any ideas?
Take over.
Take over what?
Yeah, more specific.
Like a country or like a group of people or an area of land.
Okay. So you think they want their own like territory?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably one of their goals. Yeah, caliphate. All right.
So how do you think the U.S. is responding to these goals?
And that's actually changed a little bit over the years, right? We're almost pulling out, so you can go to the next slide.
Okay.
All right. So she's gonna read the introduction.
The growing threat of ISIS has created a great deal of controversy about how the United States should respond. President Obama has decided to use airstrikes to attack ISIS strong points, and the public has reacted with various degrees of criticism or concern. Some believe that the U.S. government should be acting more offensively and presenting a stronger front, while others are wary about the cost involved with more engagement in the Middle East. The strong feelings raised by this issue are the fodder of political cartoonists in this country and around the world. The cartoons not only reflect the events of the times, but also offer an interpretation or express a strong opinion about these events.
All right. Thank you.
Cartoonists use a variety of methods to convey their ideas. Techniques they use include labels. Cartoonists often identify or name certain things in the cartoons so that it's apparent what the things represent. Cartoons may use simple objects to represent larger ideas or concepts. Analogy. Cartoonists may compare a simple image or concept to a more complex situation in order to help the viewer understand the situation in a different way. Irony. A cartoonist may express an opinion on a topic by highlighting the difference between the way things are and the way things should be, or are expected to be.
Okay, so these are your cartoonist techniques.
Okay, so you can use these. These aren't all of the ways that cartoonists create their political cartoons, but these are some of the like key ways. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna work in your group. I'm gonna come around and give each one of you a political cartoon, like each group.
Let's do one together.
So let's turn to page 2. So we're gonna do this one together.
You might get some dark. You can turn the lights off a little bit. Get them all, Robert.
All right, so look at this for a minute, kind of figure out what's going on, and then we're gonna go over it together.
You can put it up. No.
All right, so who is this in the picture? Yeah, okay, so it's Obama. And they use labeling here to describe ISIS as a bomb. So it's very, what do you think that means?
Dangerous.
Okay, it's dangerous, and they have all these wires coming out. What do you think that symbolism is?
But he's trying to figure it out, how to cut it off,
Right?
and like get rid of it.
Right, okay, yeah. And so everyone's handing him these like different objects. What do you think that means? Yeah.
People are trying to tell him how to like stop it or get rid of it, but they're actually gonna make it worse.
Yeah, they're kind of
If you hit a bomb with like a hammer, it's just gonna make it go off.
Right. Perfect.
Good job, Louise.
So, he's being given all of these different tools, and he's trying to like focus on defusing this bomb, but everyone's like, here, do this thing, do that thing, and no one's like really happy about it, like how he's doing this, because they all have different ideas of what would work, right? Okay, cool. So,
Probably like more counted off the second.
Iraq rebels can't start on fighting.
You assign one and they'll choose one that they haven't done. So they're going to do 2 total.
So when you're done with the one that we assigned, you're gonna pick another one to do too, like any one that you guys want to do from the packet, even if it's already been assigned.
Don't be afraid to ask questions if you don't get in trouble.
That's it? It's easier to see if you do.
But it's like
Alright guys. Hey, so your presenters of the group are gonna be the ones that like give your answers from your political cartoon, okay? Alright.